All right, welcome to episode 98 of the 2-Minute Warning. Back on the topic of college football, looking at the SEC, arguably, not even arguably, pretty obviously the best division in college football. Jay, are the Gators the best team in the SEC?
In my opinion, no. Number 1 ranked right now, you got Alabama. Number 5, you got Texas A&M. Number 6 is the Gators, and then further down the list, you got Georgia and Auburn. But the top 3 teams, in my opinion, not to oversimplify, but I don't think Georgia and Auburn are going to be in this talk for the top SEC team. Like I said, Alabama, Texas A&M, and Florida. If you kind of rank them, compare them, coaching-wise, Alabama wins with Nick Saban, in my opinion. Then offensively, if I had to pick a quarterback, I'm probably going to go Kyle Trask and us in Florida. And Kyle Pitts is a great tight end, but just overall depth and wide receivers, running backs, O-line, Alabama, I do think, has the most talented roster. And then defensively, I don't want to say they're not even in the top, but we know Florida's defense, that's definitely not their strong suit, and it's not even their mediocre suit. They just struggle all around at defense. We give up 35, 40 points almost every game. Hopefully this week against Vandy, we have a better progression. But overall, we know their defense is a strong suit. That kind of gets rid of them. And Texas A&M and Alabama, we kind of saw that matchup. Alabama just pwned Texas A&M, so I would give Alabama the defense again. So outside of really Kyle Trask, I do have to say Alabama wins in all conditions. And I didn't even mention Texas A&M really a lot. But Jimbo Fisher, great coach there, but roster-wise, overall-wise, I just think they don't match Florida offensively or Alabama offensively. They might outrank Florida defensively, but overall, Alabama is the best team in the SEC and might be the best team in college football, in my opinion.
I do agree that Alabama is a really solid team. We have not seen the Gators and Alabama play, and I would love to see that. I think that our offense can compete with theirs 100%. I think our offense might be stronger, just more efficient than theirs. The only thing that we're really lacking is a running game. But I think our weapons outside, with Alabama not having Waddell in, I think that our offense might be a little bit better.
We're not going to have Pitts, well, arguably for a
From
couple
SEC
weeks.
side,
Yeah, hopefully by the SEC championship we get there.
But obviously their defense is a little bit better. Hopefully ours is working in the right direction. And you mentioned the coaches. Obviously, I think Nick Saban's a great coach. I do agree that he's a little bit better than Dan Mullen at this moment, but I think Dan Mullen's really making a name for himself. The way he came in and transformed this offense, our offense used to be absolutely terrible, and he can develop quarterbacks like no one else I've ever seen. So I think that he's really making a name for himself. In a few years, he's going to be a pretty big college football coach name.
Where did he used to be a quarterback coach? Mullen.
He used to coach at Florida, I think.
That's right. He used to be a quarterback coach at Florida, and now he's in the head coach.
And then he went to Mississippi State, I believe.
He's great. I agree.
I think he's a great quarterback. I got a bunch of respect for him. I don't want to say that Texas A&M to discredit that, but I believe that the Gators have gotten 10 times better than when they played them, and I believe that if we play them now, that we would win by at least a touchdown. They've had a couple close games, like Vanderbilt only winning by 5 points. Vanderbilt's not a good team. There's just a few question marks I have on that Texas A&M team, so I am going to say that, in my opinion, Florida's going to be a little bit better. I might be a little bit biased because I go here. But I'm going to say Florida and Alabama we're going to find out in the SEC championship who's going to be better, hopefully.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't discount Florida from beating them.
Yeah, I think if I had to make an ultimate claim about the teams in the SEC and who's the best one, I think the best all-around team is going to be Alabama, as hard as that is to say. Jim makes a good point. Auburn and Georgia are worth mentioning. Definitely not the best teams in the SEC at the moment. Auburn with offensive struggles and Georgia with the same thing at quarterback. So both of those teams for right now are out of contention for best teams in the SEC. So really it's between UF, Texas A&M, and Alabama for me. I do think that Florida, despite the loss to Texas A&M, is better than Texas A&M. I think that loss, not necessarily a fluke, but it doesn't represent who's really the better team. Despite the 4 touchdowns that Trask did have that day, I believe it was 4, if you guys remember.
So,
it was 4 touchdown day. He still didn't look like his regular self. He wasn't driving down the field like he has been in the last couple games. So I don't think Florida's offense was 100% that game, and we know their defense isn't that strong. So as their defense continues to get better, which I think they are, and their offense skyrockets, I think that we beat A&M 4 out of 5 games, and the one that we played already is one we will lose. So anyway, I think Florida's better than A&M. Now when it comes to the comparison between Florida and Alabama, I 100% believe that our offense is better. Trask stats, I think he's got 10 more touchdowns. Maybe it's 11. I think it's 28 touchdowns for Trask and 17 for Mac Jones. So that's 11 more Trask has. Now their organization led by Nick Saban, might be more organized, might be better, just because of his experience and his prestigiousness in college football. That's absolutely true. But the defense, I think, goes to Alabama. The run game goes to Alabama. But, jeez. As far as offense goes total, I think Florida's a better offense. So that's why I still give Florida the advantage in the head-to-head matchup we hope to see in the SEC Championship, where I hope to see, and I think we'll see Florida beat Alabama. But I think just at this moment, if I was going to say the best team in the SEC, I think I'm going to go with Alabama.
Sounds good.
All right,
2
2-1.
minutes.